Do you know what happens to a good, upstanding kid when he goes into a comic book store? Let's find out. That's right, he becomes a hardened criminal. At least, I don't know what's up with Hugo Bart. He looks like a criminal to me. And, from like, my imagination when I was a kid, like I said, I thought the Cadillac thing was supposed to be, like, the Bartmobile. Because, hey, it looks like a Batmobile, except, I don't know, pink and slightly more 50s. That's not what it's supposed to be, but that's what my mind filled it in as. And for some reason I thought Hugo Bart was supposed to be like a villainous form of Bart, whereas Bartman was supposed to be a hero. I don't know. Like, again, my mind was weird. But anyway, we are trying to get down here, hopefully without getting the police on us. Because, oh, I think I forgot to properly introduce the episode. Whatever, it doesn't matter. But we need to get down here, and if you're 31 episodes into this, then you know the drill by now. Uh-oh, let's talk to Nelson.
Hey Nelson, how's work been?
I'm not allowed to beat anyone while I'm on the job. That takes some getting used to.
Alright, so we're going to go hop into the circuit race, and I actually just realized I had the wrong car. I meant to bring the Bandit along.
3, 2, 1, blow!
But it doesn't matter, because we can just cancel the race and get the Bandit over here. And the reason I wanted to start that race was because it calls the police off on you. A little trick you can use if you happen to be... It's risky, though, because you have to go through the climb out of the car animation and talk to the people by pressing Y, but you don't want to be so close to them that you either knock them over, which delays your chances, which delays the time of you talking to them, meaning you would get hit sooner. And it also means that if you press Y to talk to them, you could also just climb back into the car, both of which would lead to you getting caught much easier. But the Bandit, here we are. Anyway, I'll start the race properly.
3, 2, 1, blow!
Alright, here we go for real now. We've got the same racer again. This is, I think this is the... He just flew up into there. I think this is one of the few times in a circuit race where there aren't 4 people. Maybe that happened in the last couple ones, but... No, that did happen. It started with level 4, I remember now. At least there was only one that was important to race against. The other ones didn't stand much of a chance, but... Here we only have the one guy to care about. And, his car's pretty formidable to this one. Good thing we brought it along, because racing cars don't get much better than the Bandit, frankly. They do get better, I can tell you. I remember some, but we don't have access to them right now. At least not without some certain methods. Certain methods, well, the developers did intend for you to have them, but they didn't intend for you to have them. That'll come up in a bonus video, I promise. Pretty neck and neck race, all things considered. If I lose, then, you know, cut ahead to when I finish. He's probably going to get me because, well, not unless he wrecks like that. Not unless I wreck like that. But just need to continue along. Don't swerve too much. Avoid the lamppost because they marginally slow you down. Doing pretty good. One more lap. Oh, that'll be bad. Come around that corner too good. He'll slam into the wall. And we can continue on along unless I slam into the wall.
Great, now I'm losing.
No, you're not, Bart. Because we just won.
You're a regular Lance Murdoch, Bart. Without the full body cast, of course.
Give it time. I am the king!
And we unlocked the 36 Stutz Bearcat. Probably Stutz Bearcat, because I think it's supposed to be like a fake German word. It might be a real German word for all I know. I don't speak any German. Kick over a trash can like the young hooligan we are. He seems to be like crazy at the very least, because it looks like he has like an anklet monitor. Also, the frizzy hair and the buck teeth usually describes low-class criminal. Also, him picking out his ears like a crazed person. But that's part of the reason why I thought he was supposed to be like a villain of sorts. But yeah, Nelson was standing right here out in front of the theater this whole time. I'm not sure if I actually properly mentioned him before. But whatever. Also, obviously I bought the outfit. I did grind a little bit before for some extra money, so we only have one vehicle in between episodes, partially just because I needed the room to cool back up because it's the afternoon and it's hot. But, I think it's the first car on the list, actually, so we need... Oh, no. Well, at least I saved when I got all the money. Alright, so now that we're back on a different recording day where, 1, it is the morning, and 2, it is much cooler. Or necessarily, because both of those. Apparently I'm not on the right track with talking today, but we will go over to the 36 Stutz Bearcat. A pretty decent car all around. Honestly, its weakest thing is acceleration. And it's supposed to be stylized after like a really old automobile. I'm assuming from like the late 1800s. It looks like something an oil tycoon would be driving during that time. And appropriately enough for a car that an oil tycoon would be driving, it shoots money out the back, because money is nothing to those people apparently. I always, in my mind, assumed it would be like Mr. Burns' car, because, you know, he's an old rich man, and like the oil tycoons, he also gets his money from some form of energy. But, you know, whatever. Let's not try and outrun the cops, though, in this. That doesn't seem like a fun way to break it out. What does seem like a fun way to break it out is try and weave it through traffic. Oh my gosh, that's his horn? That's odd. But during my time running around grinding for money, I noticed this over here. We can break it and get some coins. That was the only one of those I noticed, though. I think we got every other one in this level, at least. Why am I going... Well, I don't have to go up on land where everyone is. I can just scoot down here. This car doesn't serve too much of a purpose, since it's outclassed by most everything else. But I mean, if it's something that you enjoy and you prefer a car that doesn't have many faults in it, then or you just need a general purpose car for a mission. If it's like destroy this vehicle in this time limit and then race to this area while evading this guy, then yeah, you might need an all-around car, but there aren't too many of those. And for the next level, the one that we're heading to right now, we don't get a choice in our car. Spoiler alert, because I remember this level very distinctly. In fact, this mission is... Let me destroy these real quick. This mission is usually, I mentioned many fans consider level 6 to have the hardest level, or level 6 to have the hardest mission in the game, and this is that mission. Level 6. Appropriately enough for a certain number, but we'll just continue along up here and talk to Krusty.
Oh, awesome, man. That was the
See what
best
he
ride
has to say,
ever.
and yes, I did change back into the costume after last time.
I've got proof now. See this laser gun?
Well, what do you know? You were telling the truth. You've taught this old clown a lesson. And blah, 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 etc., etc., stay in school. I just wish you told me before I let them set up those free laser gun stands.
Oh, man. I better get some heavy artillery if I'm gonna take out that much private property. Kearney should have something good.
To complete this mission, you will need the Globex Supervillain car. Purchase it from Kearney at Krusty Lou's studio entrance for 600 coins, or call it from a phone booth, blah blah blah. Well, we don't, so we need to go buy it from Kearney. We'll see what he has to say.
Hey, Kearney, I need to do a lot of collateral damage in the minimum amount of time.
I've got just the thing. I've got a car that was owned by a super villain. He used it to conquer the East Coast.
I don't get that reference, what it's supposed to be. It does look like something a supervillain from a Saturday morning cartoon would drive, though, so pretty understandable. And, again, this is like the third time we've had this description for this level, but it's an all-around car which lacks in toughness, mainly. But we'll buy it because we have to. In GameCube, please don't click. I know we just started this. Set to kill. Destroy all the free laser stands. Free lasers, you know. Stands in Springfield before time runs out. Hold on, let me do something real quick.
Bart Simpson at your service.
Now we need to get into our vehicle, which is conveniently located right over here. It's actually pretty snazzy. Even though an orange car in real life I'm sure would be absolutely gaudy. But it looks snazzy in the game. The main problem with this mission is timed. has an extremely strict time limit, which because of that single crash means we almost forgot. And these stands have pretty weird hitboxes, all things considered. Not helped by the fact that this car's hitbox is narrow as it is. But we just need to continue along, be careful, make sure we get everything, accelerate our hardest down here, run over some people, because that's what a supervillain would do. Also, I remember sometimes it wants you to make weird turns. That's not one of them, though. Just expects you to go. Let's see if we can continue this. That's what I feared.
Watch the master.
Don't come up here, cop.
I'm scared. You thought wrong.
I'm just destroying free laser stands. I'm not doing any other sort of crime, just property damage. We can settle this in a civil suit. Nope! I'm pretty sure that one can crush you if you're not too careful. And also if you happen to pull up at the wrong time and get blocked from just zooming under there, then that is a problem and it can cost you the mission. I'm positive of that!
Totally awesome.
He came out of left field. Yeah, that'll also cost you to fail the mission if you happen to go off-road because of the cops. Oh, that was our last one too. Dang it, we were close. You were close. That was a bad Professor Oak impression. Especially bad at making that turn. What do you mean find shortcuts? I can't do that. I can't do that. I have to follow a predetermined path. Hopefully one that just doesn't involve the police. Anyway, you know the drill.
Fine by me.
Alright, can we do this? Yeah, so now I have 50 seconds to drive back to Crusty Blue Studios from almost exactly halfway across the map, so that's a bit of an issue. We just need to take this ramp. Hope it goes well. Fortunately, the cops left us alone. It's nearly, with the route that they want you to take to get to those stands, it's nearly impossible to not get the cops on you. And I think I remember this is supposed to be the difficult part, because that 50 seconds is really strict. But is it too much for this little car?
This sucks.
Maybe. Just pretending that time limit doesn't exist. I wish I didn't run into that pole. Oh, 2 seconds to spare. Alright. I think that's it.
Oh, why didn't I just do this in the first place?
Why didn't I know that showgirl last night was a guy? Hindsight's always 20/20.
And the crowd goes wild.
Yep, that is the mission. That actually didn't take me as long ago. I remember when I first played this level, and first played that mission, it was super hard for me. Maybe it's just because my driving was a lot more erratic back then, and I couldn't consistently, I don't know, I just didn't have the mental capacity to control the car as well. But that didn't take as long. I spent maybe 3 minutes trying that off screen, 3 or 4, so yeah, not that big a deal. It was only a couple attempts, so I've certainly had worse in this. I've certainly had worse in this game. But now we need to go do the wager race, which is up near the thing.
It's time
And
to
I'm going to lose money if Apu's was any indication.
Oh, this is too cool for school.
So yeah, I'm trying to decide between the Stutz Bearcat and this
I remember
car.
this being here before.
We haven't really used the Stutz Bearcat, so I'm going to try that at first. If it seems like it's impossible, then we'll take this one, because I'm pretty sure it has better racing stats. The only issue is the durability. If we're ramming into stuff at high speed, which is bound to happen in the wager race, then yeah, good things won't happen.
Eat my dust, dust eaters.
I will check the stats at a phone booth, wherever it is, right here.
Careful, I move easily.
No, not the Farini. Well, I remember the... So yeah, less speed and significantly less acceleration and a little less handling, but for more toughness. I think we'll take it out on its initial outing, but undoubtedly this race is going to be quite difficult. Of course, it makes sense that we'll be blowing money, as we're literally blowing money out of the back seat, so take that as what you will. Yeah, I can already feel, especially if a car swerves into me, I can feel that the acceleration might end up being a bit of a problem. I'll just need to be extra careful with my driving. Though there aren't, I was about to say, there aren't that many places where I need to slow down, but if I'm taking shortcuts, yeah, there is. I just hope they don't block off many of them. We'll see. 45 coins, 2 minutes. You say the difficulty is medium, but I don't believe that. So how many chances do we have at this? 3 before. It'll take 3 races to break even, not counting the coins we collect.
Bart Simpson at your service.
Complete an entire lap, blah blah blah. Oh, we're actually going the other way. And why did you go out into the road right as I happen to be turning around? Game, can't you just like spawn vehicles that don't do that? Now, because we're going this way, we actually have significantly less shortcuts to use, which means I might be out of luck going in a car that's not top speed.
Lousy laws of physics.
Actually, if it's slower traffic to the right, then that means I need to be on the left. So, I don't know where you're going with, Bart. Because, yeah, half of our time is already up, and I'm not doing too hot, especially since I just failed that turn miserably. Ugh, my gosh, yeah. Sorry, Stutz, but I'm trading you out pretty quickly for the supervillain car. Because that's half time down and a whole lot of failure. Let's try and make that jump.
I didn't do it.
Oh man. To change out my car, I need to cancel. Dang it. Alrighty. I'll see you guys on the successful run with the good car. Alrighty, sorry for the bit of an awkward pause there that I had to cut away from, but I had to cut back into proper audio because I couldn't speak then because I had all the fans in this room running, so, you know, to cool the room so that my GameCube doesn't overheat again. But we got that over and done with, and now we just need to talk to Homer for our final mission.
Whoa, wicked.
Except there is something I need to do real quick. I need to read off the level cards. Oh, but before I forget, yeah, the Stutz Bearcat, if it had its day, it was about 80 years ago. It just wasn't up to snuff in that race, which unfortunately means it's going to get shafted for the rest of this level. Maybe we'll get a chance in level 7, but not in level 6. Radioactive Man number 1, purchased by Bart, Milhouse, and Martin for $100. Whatever. The ensuing fight over ownership resulted in the valuable comic book being reduced to a tattered, destroyed mess. Oh, I was hoping to go to Bort, but I accidentally pressed down. Itchy and Scratchy. Oh. I was wondering what the episode title was referencing, but I realized it. You probably should know. Itchy and Scratchy cell. Part of Scratchy's arm on an animation cell. Bart paid $300 for it and then extorted the cash from Mr. Burns. So is this all like stuff that Bart bought? Gabbo doll, I don't like that thing. A multi-talented dummy outperformed Krusty and took over his time slot and his fans. Bart's Flying Hamster Science Project. Lisa's stolen hamster from her is my brother dumber than a hamster experiment. Okay. You're not going to give me any more context behind that? But alright. I do want to know the context behind the Australia boot. Bart makes a collect call to Australia, which sparks an international conflict requiring him to make a formal public apology in Australia. The Australians want to punish him with the boot. I still don't get it. Then again, I don't get Australians in general. Bart's t-shirt, a memento from one of Bart's many brushes with greatness when he was the beloved I didn't do it boy. And finally, Bort. The most popular personalized license plate available at the Itchy and Scratchy Land gift shop. Bart is nowhere to be found. love it. Anyway, so yeah. Talking to Homer will begin our last mission, and that means after all the cuts, this episode isn't near as long as I thought it would. I guess it's because we've been using fast cars for everything else, but hey, what? Oh, I need to change back into my normal outfit. Good thing it's right over here. And I doubt we're going to be using. I doubt we're going to have a chance to use the Stutz for the last mission, in case you're wondering, because I'm pretty sure it'll have us drive Homer's new car. Normal, that's what I wanted. Anyway, like I was saying. Oh, I already collected the coin from that. But you can see Homer has a new car, new quote-unquote car over here. New for the game purposes. A new car over here that presumably we're going to be driving, because they usually don't just have the vehicles laying around if we don't drive them. Like in the beginning of, like in the first level of this, like in the first mission of this level, the school bus was sitting over there. And, of course, you had to drive the school bus for that level. So I'm assuming we're going to be driving Homer's new car. Doesn't it look familiar? I wonder where it's from.
Dad, the aliens have taken over the Duff Brewery and they're using it to store laser guns. Oh, God, never in my life I've ever had to do so much explaining.
What? This is Duff's worst disgrace since Duff Ice. It's time to use my secret weapon. Remember when I told you I sold my old car so you could go to college?
Yeah?
It was a lie.
Yay, tough luck, Swarthmore.
Kang and Kodos strike back, race to the brewery before the aliens escape.
Piece of cake.
And so we get to drive this,
Hey.
almost said fancy new car, but that's the exposition just explained that's not what it is. It is Homer's old car, and it is much better.
Homer hates
I say as I crash, but that was more of a me thing than the
Get
car,
out of
so
my way, jerk-ass.
we'll see if it's possible to beat this chase
Jump to
sedan.
light speed.
It's not looking too possible right now, unless they go around this bend.
What's up with
I
that?
say that, and
You
then they go around the
old
bend.
You duck, I race, duck.
That will screw us up, though, so we're just going to restart. Why don't we? Oh my god. Third time's the charm, eh? Anyway, we're actually back here to talk to the gambling guy, because I noticed a little something. The second time we were racing, and this was in the previous take too, but the second time we were racing, it changed the difficulty from normal to easy, even though it didn't change the time, so it actually didn't change a darn thing. But it decreased the payout. And I checked on the recorded footage, that initial run, the one that you saw on video, you can go back and check for yourself, it said the difficulty was normal and the payout was 135, but they changed the payout to 90 coins on the second run. And you can also check in the footage, when I won that second race, it gave me 90 coins. So I don't know what was up with that. And the same thing happened when I had to redo it after the previous thing. My car appeared back out here for some reason. But it still only gave me 90 coins, and it said that. And it said that exact same thing after I had to do it off screen. Also, yes, I did some more off-screen coin grinding, and yes, I did purposely put it at 2222. I had originally gotten to 2200, and I was just like, it'd be cool if I got to 2222. So I did, and that's where I stopped. Now that, plus the coin boxes we get in level 7, I think should be enough for us. I don't think we have to grind for any more coins. I'll be shocked if we do. But anyway, here's Homer. We've already saw that, so we can just continue along.
Let's do this thing.
Fine by me.
Alrighty, let's see if this works. I have a slightly new recording setup, not new recording setup, I've just taken some extra measures to ensure that the room doesn't get too overheated. The downside is that it might produce, I did some audio tests, and it might produce a little bit extra background noise compared to what you were hearing before, compared to just straight up having all the fans off.
Homer smash.
But, it's like barely noticeable in complete silence, And with the game audio on top of me talking, it shouldn't really be all that noticeable. It's only during period of complete silence that you might notice it. And I usually cut those periods out anyways. So, like, actually cut my audio out so you wouldn't hear a thing coming from it anyways. So it's not that big a deal. And because we did everything right, we won this pretty easily. Also, I'll be quiet because there's a cutscene coming up.
Perfection, thy name.
The lasers were only the beginning. Even now, our all-purpose evil cola is spreading underground through your water supply. It will wake the dead. Zombies will rise from the grave and devour the living.
And our ratings will rise. Rise to levels unseen since the heyday of Evening Shade.
Oh man, that sounds cool. I mean, oh no, I hope their plan fails. Who am I kidding? Zombies eating brains? Oh, this is gonna rock!
Yeah, good thing I actually ended up getting everything there, because I didn't check when I started the previous couple recordings. I was just sort of going off of what I was assuming. So we did in fact get everything. That's good. But yeah, the new recording setup is what's going to be used for the next couple for the rest of this series, at least. I don't know what's going to happen for some other GameCube projects that I have in mind. And by projects, I mean like bonus episodes for previous things. Nothing too major. But, yeah. You might hear a little bit of extra background audio, but, again, in my tests, it was barely noticeable. So, it shouldn't be that big. It shouldn't be that big a deal. Not that much of a shift compared to before. And hopefully it'll keep my GameCube from crashing so I can actually, you know, record multiple things at once. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.